Hi students, good morning. Before we start, I will introduce myself first. I am Teacher Jim and welcome to our math lesson. Hi students, good morning. Welcome to our math education. Before we start, we will review the lesson we've learned this last week, which is about word problems. We have there is, there are, do not have, and left. Okay, let's proceed to a new topic for today. Are you ready, class? Great, let's go! Okay, class. This is the new lesson for today, which is about measurement. Measurement for weight and length. Okay, before we start, can we have an exercise dance, class? Great! Let's go!
My new ruler is bright blue. He measures me and he measures you. Measures length and width and height. My super ruler is alright. Measurement is fun for me. Just come and try and then you'll see. Find the height or weight or temp. My favorite thing is measurement. I got a scale to stand on. And it weighs that, and it weighs small. It tells me pounds or kilograms. It tells my weight is just so grand. Measurement is fun for me. Just come and try and then you'll see. Find the height or weight or temp. My favorite thing is measurement. I got a glass thermometer. It tells me each day's temperature. Celsius or Fahrenheit. My thermometer's out of sight. Measurement is fun for me. Just come and try and then you'll see. Find the height or weight or temp. My favorite thing is measurement.
How hard is it?
Use a thermometer.
How long is it?
Use a ruler.
How heavy is it?
Use the scale.
How much time did it take?
That's the stopwatch.
How hard is it?
Read the degrees.
How long is it?
Read the inches.
How heavy is it?
Read the pounds.
How much time did it take?
Read the seconds. Rulers help me measure things. How much I've grown or length of string.
You're growing.
Measures inches and feet too. Just like the foot that's in my shoe. Measurement is fun for me. Just come and try and then you'll see. Find the height or weight or temp. My favorite thing is measurement. Scales are real cool. My class has one we use at school. Weighs in ounces or in pounds. Tells me when weight goes up or down. Measurement is fun for me. Just come and try and then you'll see. Find the height or weight or temp. My favorite thing is measurement. Thermometer, checks cold or hot. Like the one my doctor's got.
98.6.
I measure air or measure seas. Measures temperature in degrees. Measurement is fun for me. Just come and try and then you'll see. Find the height or weight or temp. My favorite thing is measurement.
How hard is it?
Use a thermometer.
How long is it?
Use a ruler.
How heavy is it?
Use the
How
scale.
much time did it take?
That's the stopwatch.
How hard is it?
Read the degrees.
How long is it?
Read the inches.
How heavy is it?
Read the pounds.
How much time did it take?
Read the seconds. Measurement is fun for me. Just come and try and then you'll see. Find the height or weight or temp. My favorite thing is measurement.
In this part, class, we will know the meaning of weight and length. Okay, first we have weight. Some things are easy to carry. They are light. And some things are difficult to carry. They are heavy. That is weight, class. Next, we have length. Some things you can put it in your pocket. they are short. Aside of that, some things stick out of your pocket, they are long. So, for more explanation, let's proceed to next slide. Okay class, these are the words to learn. We have heavy, long, heavier, longer, heaviest, longest, light, short, lighter, shorter, lightest, and shortest. Okay class, in this part, I set a picture for you to understand about the measurement of weight. So, we are arranging the pictures from heavy to heaviest. We have heavy, heavier, and the last one is the heaviest. So in heavy, we have a small chair. So next to heavy, we have heavier, which is the heavier is a chair. And next for the heavier, we have the last one, heaviest. Heaviest is the sofa chair. Another example class for the measurement of weight. Okay, in heavy we have handbag. And next to heavy we have heavier, which is backpack. And the most heaviest we have luggage. Okay class, now you know how to identify the heavy, heavier, and heaviest object. Now let's go to the opposite of heavy, which is the light. Okay, same procedure class. We will arranging the pictures from light to lightest. Okay, so in light we have a book. So next to the light is lighter, which is the notebook. And the last one is the lightest is paper. Okay class, another example for light to lightest object. Okay, in light we have a basketball. Next to light, lighter, which is the baseball. And the lightest among them all, which is the ping pong ball. Okay class, now you know how to identify each object with each levels of weight. Okay, next we will go to the measurement of length. Same procedure class. We will arranging the pictures from long to longest. Okay. For the measurement of long, we have pencil. And next to the measurement of long, we have longer, which is the ruler. And the last object, which is the longest object, we have sword. Okay class, another example for you to identify the measurement for long to longest. Okay, for the measurement of long we have superworm. And next to long we have longer, which is the earthworm. And the last one, the longest among them all, which is the snake. Okay class, now you know how to identify the long to longest. Okay, so we have object for long. How about the opposite of long? What is the opposite of long class? Correct, it's short. So let's go to the measurement of short. Same procedure again, class. We will arrange the pictures from short to shortest. Okay, for the measurement of short, we have kitten. Okay, next to short, we have a shorter, which is the mouse. And the last object, which is the shortest among them all, we have a flies. Okay, class, another example for you to identify the measurement of short to shortest. So first, we have the measurement of short, which is the puppy. And next of short, we have a shorter, which is the bird. And the last object, which is the shortest among them all, we have a ant. Okay, class, in this part, we will describe the object under each measurement. Okay, first, we have a chair. This is one thing is heavy. So, we can describe like this. A chair is heavy. A chair is heavy. So next object, we have a ball. One thing is light. So the ball can describe like this. A ball is light. A ball is light. Okay, exercise. Number 1. Write a new sentence. And number 2. Use heavy or light in a sentence. Okay, class, in this part we will know how to describe an object. So first we have a handbag. How can we describe the handbag? The handbag is heavy. The handbag is heavy. Okay, next object we have a paper. How can we describe a paper? The paper is light. The paper is light. Okay, next object we have a backpack. Now it's your turn. The backpack is, what is your answer? Heavy or light? Correct, heavy. So let's read. The backpack is heavy. The backpack is heavy. Okay, next we have a pencil. Okay, how can you describe the pencil, class? The pencil is a heavy or light? Correct, light. Now let's read. The pencil is light. The pencil is light. Now it's your turn for the remaining 2 objects. We have a ball and a ping pong ball. Okay, class, now we are done describing of one object. Now let's go to the measurement of heavier and lighter, which is we can use a 2 things object. So first object we have an elephant. This is a thing is heavier. And the next object we have a rat. This is one thing is lighter. So exercise B. Number 1. Write a new sentences. Number 2. Use heavier and lighter in a sentence. Okay, let's proceed to the example, class. Okay, class, in this part, we will describe the object and we will compare which is the heavier and lighter. So, first object, we have a sofa. And second, we will compare it to a chair. So this is how we can compare it, class. The sofa is heavier than the chair, while the chair is lighter than the sofa. Okay, does it make sense to you, class? Yeah, that's it. We use heavier and lighter by comparing the objects. Next, we have a backpack. And next, we will compare it to a handbag. So, the backpack is heavier than the handbag, while the handbag is lighter than the backpack. That's it, class. Okay, class, now we are done for the two objects. Now, let's go to the measurement of heaviest and lightest, which is more than two things. Okay, so we will use three objects for this class. Okay, first object we have a paper, which is the lightest. Next object we have a bag, which represent as a heavier or lighter. Same class, same meaning. And last object we have a luggage, which is the heaviest object. Okay, exercise C. Number 1, write 4 new sentences. And number 2, use heavier, lighter, the heaviest, and the lightest. Okay, for example, we will compare them into 4 sentences. Let's go. So first, the bag is heavier than the paper. Is it correct, class? Yeah, it's heavier because the paper is light only. Next, the bag is lighter than the luggage. The bag is lighter than the luggage. Yeah, it's lighter because the luggage is the heaviest. Next, the luggage is the heaviest. The luggage is the heaviest. Yes, correct, because it's big among them all, class. And the last one, the paper is the lightest. The paper is the lightest. As you can see, the paper is not so heavy, right? So, this object is the most lightest. Okay, class, another example for the measurement of heaviest and lightest. First object, we have an apple. Next, we have a pineapple. And the last object, we have a durian. So we will compare it using their measurements. The pineapple is heavier than the apple. The pineapple is heavier than the apple. Is it correct, class? Yes, you can see the pineapple is bigger than the apple. So, we will expect the pineapple is heavy than the apple. Next, the pineapple is lighter than the durian. The pineapple is lighter than the durian. It's really lighter because you can see the pineapple is small compared to durian. The durian is big, class. Okay, next. The durian is the heaviest. Yes, it's a heaviest among them all, class. Because as you can see, the durian is big. And the last one is, the apple is the lightest. That's it. Okay, class, now we are done for the measurement of weight. Now let's go for the measurement of length. So in this part, class, we will describe again or compare it again each object using their measurements. Okay, let's go. we have long and short. One thing. First object, we have a pencil. One thing is long, so we can describe something like this. The pencil is long. The pencil is long. Next object, we have a worm. One thing is short, so we can describe this. The worm is short. The worm is short. Exercise A. Write a new sentence, and number 2, use long or short in a sentence. Let's go to the next example, class. Okay, class, another example for the measurement of long and short. Okay, we will describe again the object, class. Next. First, we have a ruler. How can you describe the ruler, class? The ruler is long. The ruler is long. Next object, we have a worm. So, how can you describe the worm, class? Is it long or short? Okay, the worm is short. That's it. Next, a rope. A rope. So, how can you describe a rope? The rope is long or short? Correct, long. Next, we have a crayon. The crayon is long or short? Correct, it's short. So, the crayon is short. Next, we have a snake. The snake is long or short? Long. So, we can describe like this. The snake is long. The snake is long. And the last one is, it's your turn. How can you describe an eraser, class? Okay, class, now we are done in one object by describing each measurements. Now let's go to the next measurement, which is longer and shorter. This can describe as two things. Okay, first object, we have a rope. One thing is longer. Next, a worm. One thing is shorter. Okay, exercise B. Write 2 new sentences. And number 2, use longer or shorter in a sentence. Okay, so let's compare with these two objects by describing their sizes or their length. Okay, the rope is longer than the worm, while the worm is shorter than the rope. Okay, that's it, class. As you can see, we just compared them by using longer and shorter. Another example for the measurement of longer and shorter. Okay, we will compare it again, class. The first object, we have a snake. And then we will compare it to a pencil. So this, how can we describe it, class? The snake is longer than the pencil, while the pencil is shorter than the snake. As you can see, the snake is longer, right? While the pencil is shorter. Okay, next. First object, we have a sword. And we will compare it to a ruler. Okay. The sword is longer than the ruler, while the ruler is shorter than the sword. That's it, class. Now we are done for the measurement of longer and shorter. Next, we will move on to the last measurement, which is the longest and shortest. This can be described more than two things, so we will use three objects, class. Okay, let's go. First object, we have a worm, the shortest. Next object, we have a snake, which represent as longer or shorter. And the last object, we have a rook, which is the longest among them all. Okay, exercise C. Write 4 new sentences. Number 2, use longer, shorter, longest, and shortest. Okay, so we will describe these 3 objects, class. Let's go. So first, the snake is longer than the worm, while the worm is shorter than the snake, and the worm is the shortest. And lastly, the rook is the longest. Okay, as you can see, class, we compare it by each measurement for these objects. That's all for today, students. See you on next class.